Episode number 4.
Mate, I've made us some food for the episode.
Mate, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
What are you doing with tea towels?
Well, I haven't got any oven gloves, have I?
See that? Tea towels, mate.
Oh,
Did it last week.
it is quite hot.
Get out.
Oh, how's it going, alright? This is the What's Occurring podcast with Cal and Chuck. So if you like jam down the ash, making an omelette, or a cheeky finger, then crack on. If not, back off. Tidy.
Right, episode 4, series 2, episode 4, What's Occurring podcast. Here we are, mate.
In my living room.
And I just wanted to start off by saying I'm hungover as shit.
Yeah,
so
you look it.
I'm on the water today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got into an accidental lock-in last night.
Yeah, tell me about that, because there was
astonishing.
Gavin Stacey themes to it, weren't there?
So if you got a little self-plug here, but at Chuck Adolphi on Twitter, you'll see...
Fair enough.
You got to be done, mate. Got to be done. And you'll see, basically, I was very pissed, and I put a video up. Basically, there was a menu, and it was on a clipboard. So in my drunken Gavin and Stacey state, I picked up the clipboard and didn't tell anyone I was about to do what I did, and I just started reeling off Gavin's mates' names, like Brindar's outside.
Love
And
it.
this girl who we're with, who all of us kind of know, but not that well, she came drunk with us. She was working at the bar, actually. It was a very random evening. She absolutely lost her shit. She couldn't believe it. She's now... Like, she messaged me this morning saying, I need the link to your podcast.
You're now married?
And so, yeah, and basically, yeah, we're getting married next year.
Congrats, man. Because you've been struggling to find a girl for quite a while.
No, it's all kicked off.
Congrats, mate.
In fact, she's probably going to listen to this
Yeah.
podcast now.
Well,
Well, if
this
you
is a
are
message
listening,
to her.
Marry me.
Yeah,
please.
and also, congratulations on finding such an amazing man like Chuck. God.
Right, moving on.
Yeah, so obviously, episode 4,
Yeah, is...
series 2.
Mate, another cracker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it really is. We just sound like complete arsenics at this point, but it's another stormer. It's Mick on the fucking telly. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful watching.
It's Mick on the telly, and that's all it is. That one sentence on the TV really does make this whole episode. And,
And before we kick things off, the YouTube viewers amongst us will eagerly-eyed see that there are champagne flutes as we are toasting to Mick being on the telly like they do in the programme. Podcast money quite hasn't kicked off just yet, so we're actually going to have a Heineken.
a nice
can of
warm
Heineken
can of Heineken.
in a champagne flute.
Right, let's
so
just get this...
shall we wet the whistle, so to speak? Oh, blimey.
Oh!
You're going to have to suck the head off that. So, sounds a bit weird. Suck the head off that.
No, you didn't just say that. Oh, this is really warm. It's gone all over the mic.
HOD for me. Do you understand that little abbreviation?
Yeah, hair of the dog, but the dog's now
got
dead.
Just a bit of context. We're actually recording this on Friday, so you're probably listening. If you're listening on the day out, the podcast comes out. Subscribe. It's the day before the World Cup final.
Yeah.
So we've got an English flag up there. Yeah. The bunting's about to go up.
Yeah, the
so,
mother's been in my ear about getting the bunting up.
Cheers to Mick being on
Cheers.
the telly. And hopefully, when you're listening to this podcast, England will be world champions.
Yeah,
And
let's hope.
just coincidentally
Oh, wait,
sat on the Welsh
wait.
flag.
What?
Hang on, do we want to piss off our Welsh listeners?
Yeah, no. yeah.
Not a lot needs to be said.
No.
But,
Fourth place.
fourth place. Cool. Moving on swiftly. We've had a review, Cal.
Have we?
We've had a review.
These reviews last season were actually very good fun to read out.
No. So we're gonna keep them coming. Subscribe and review the podcast if you're on Apple Podcasts, please. And if you're on YouTube, also subscribe. But it is from Kippers and Custard. And
Great
it is titled
reference.
5 stars.
Great name.
Great name.
Great name. The best name.
Thanks for the 5 stars, Kippers and Custard. Oh my Christ! Exclamation mark. Such, in capital letters, a good podcast. We know, Kippers and Custard.
Yeah, of course.
Actually makes you feel
SRA
included
nominated.
and part of something. Easy to listen to, really light-hearted, but still easily debatable when listening to the theories.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Take
We've
that.
got... I have to say...
I kind of want... Just getting that out there, if you do listen to this podcast, this sounds ridiculous. This is probably one of the most ridiculous things I will say on this podcast. I want a negative review just for a laugh.
so do I.
I don't want to be reading out shit. Bring a shit one.
Yeah, come on. Hit us.
It's all going to do our Apple Podcasts algorithm
absolutely.
any favours, but
But on the note of the theories, just thinking ahead, coming up we do have a very exciting theory.
We do indeed.
Yeah, so it's the barn dance episode coming up, and obviously Jean and Gwen, the first time we see a bit of conflict from Jean and Gwen. So yeah, let's get that one thinking. So have a think. Yeah,
that is for next week. For this week though, I'm just going to kick us off. I've got a very controversial opinion, Cal.
Okay, yeah, you haven't told me this. You said you wanted my raw
I just
reaction.
wanted to see a reaction.
Yeah.
I thought about it this morning, and you know what? They've made a mistake doing the Christmas special.
What?
I genuinely think it's a bad idea. Now, honestly, I was thinking about it this morning, and I explained to you why. The one thing for me is it's a lose-lose situation. I worked it out. So
You worked it out?
yeah,
How can you work that out?
Well, just think about it though. So the episode's terrible. Everyone's disappointed. Oh my god, the episode's terrible. Like, you know, they tried to. It was a bit different because it wasn't actually an episode, but they tried to do the In-Betweeners reunion, and everyone kicked off about it.
Yeah, I get
but
you.
It was a different kind of format. I know.
It's a live
and
show,
so
yeah.
on. And Jimmy Carr stole the limelight. Whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But so that's what happens when it goes badly. It goes badly, and everyone's disappointed. Or it goes well. And it's like, well, it's Gavin and Stacey. It's like the best sitcom of a generation. People just expect it. So they're not gaining anything, really, because people are expecting absolute wonders. And there's just all this build-up and so on. And also, I think it was just the perfect ending. I don't think it's needed. I was just thinking about it. Why is it necessary? That ending, them on Barry Island Beach, it's really controversial.
No, you raised some good points.
But I think it is valid. Like, and I want to say, don't get me wrong, like, when it comes at 8 p.m. on Christmas Day, as revealed by Glenda on last week's episode. But when it comes to 8 p.m...
You're in the shit, Glenda, for that.
When it comes to 8 p.m. on Christmas Day, I'm going to be so excited, and I know it, and like, whatever, but at the same time, I can't help but feel that they have set themselves up to fail a bit.
Right.
But,
so what I'm going to say to your thing, the only way I'll be disappointed, I feel, is if they've done it in... like sort of straight after, they haven't like sort of revisited it.
That's a
because I think the way
controversial.
I think the way it will be is if they don't tie up any loose ends that we had, and if they simply just give us a new.
But what were the loose ends?
No, I know, but if Nessa and Smithy like work out as a couple,
but I don't want them to be together either. You know what? We've I'm gonna learn about that. We're gonna do nearer the time just a full preview episode. Oh, blimey. We're just
getting excited.
We're going to do a full preview.
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
Because
a lot of time will be dedicated to the Christmas special.
I just wanted to bring up that point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me getting a bit nervous. 54
I think it
days
is
to
you
go.
worrying a bit though. I think I get your point, but I do think we're in safe hands.
Yeah. Maybe it's November. It's suddenly hit November. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
The countdown.
But today is the 1st of November.
But I was saying this to you. I was saying this to you earlier. It's going to be strange this year because there's always such a countdown onto Christmas. But the exciting thing for us and the podcast and so on is that for all us Gavin and Stacey fans out there, it's not going to be a countdown to Christmas this year. It's going to be a countdown to the Xmas special.
Yeah, it's to both.
Look, I'm getting excited about it now. I've just said how disappointing it's going to be.
I think we talk about the episode. The last thing I'm going to say on this is, we got to think of the amount of new people that it will bring to the show, and I think obviously as super fans you don't like the new people touching what you love, but I do think it'll be nice to show.
I love it.
Do you?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we've mentioned this already, haven't we? That it's amazing that people who've never seen the programme are loving the programme.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, moving on to this episode.
Shall we talk about this episode?
Let's crack on, mate.
That was interesting debate.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts at What's Occurring Pod on Twitter. Are you nervous?
Can I just say, it actually does look a bit like just shit champagne.
I need a refill, actually.
Right, help yourself, mate. This hair of the dog is going quite well for you.
Yeah, blimey, sorry.
I have one sip.
Far ahead. Anyway, we shall start. Very much the episode revolves, well, at the beginning anyway, about Mick being on the telly. And again, the pace of it is amazing at the start of the episode. It's so fast, and I think that just brings out the best of it. So they all know in Barry and Billericay straight away about Mick being on the telly, and then there's a cracking moment where Smithy lifts up his
his visor,
his
mask,
and he's
covered in sawdust,
chippy work, covered in sawdust. He's like, "Well, your old man going to be on telly?" I'll be there.
The pace of it, and then
it literally jumps from that to Dawn knocking on the door with champagne, like straight away. So I really like the speed of it, and it just
I think, and sort of notable mentions in this whole thing. Pete and Dawn, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 remarks in there. There's there's 3, I think. She calls him a dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh, not that dwarf.
Yeah.
And then
Pete's pretending to be Mick security.
Tell him to grow up. And no, but by far the funniest, I think, is when
the baby
looking
picture,
at the baby scan.
Yeah.
It's like, looks like you, Pete. Only taller.
And his Pam's laugh is incredible. Amazing.
Yeah, no, it is hilarious. Also, another hilarity moment is the excitement of everyone. Pam speaks to someone, we don't even know who it is. She's on the phone to someone who's like, yeah, that's him, the 3rd item up, the dismembered body. They're just so excited.
It's not worth being excited about, is it?
Again, quite a serious kind of topic.
Yeah.
Like a murder. Well, not a murder, we don't know what happened. Oh, the body's charred, we know that.
Charred and chopped up in several pieces. And then Stacey also says, I want to do something good. And I've not do something exciting. It's like, Dad found a dead body. It's hardly anything to be proud of. She's a drip in that scene. Let's talk about her quickly.
Yeah, look, mate, I've had enough of your Stacey bashing.
No, right. No, this episode really fucks me off because she is just so moany. And she just goes on and she's constantly in Gavin's ear. And you can tell Gavin's too nice to be horrible back or just tell her to...
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
You're right, but... Again, Joanna Page is a friend of the podcast, so I don't want to...
Oh, he is so sanitised now. You're so sanitised.
So, moving on, oven glove scene. Let's have a little chat about that, because honestly...
my God.
I throw around this word too much, probably, in this podcast, but iconic.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
4 blokes around a kitchen island, as middle-class families do. They're having a beer, they're having a spontaneous beer because Mick's been on the telly, and the conversation then turns to the quality of oven gloves. And I told you this just now, the hilarity about it is that Adrian Scarborough, the guy who plays Pete, for those of you who don't know, but if you don't know that, you shouldn't be listening to a podcast, come on, we're all big fans. Anyway, am I
big actor
right now?
Gets the point, mate. Yeah. Gets the point.
It's his. Firstly, this is his favourite scene, but he also says that they all went to that kitchen, or went on the set, and they didn't even need to discuss it beforehand. They all just knew exactly how to play that scene. They just knew it about the oven gloves and everything, and just the whole, and they all knew it. And then what was Mick's line? He's like, oh no, you idiot, or something like. He makes a really funny.
Yeah.
About,
you mentioned it earlier. He's talking about the oven gloves, and then Mick just goes, "Oh no,"
that he's on tea towels. Yeah. And I guarantee you, so many people have made that joke.
I was in a kitchen at a pre-drinks once, and me and my friend were taking oven trays out of this random person's house that we didn't know and putting them in their oven and just moving them around with the oven gloves.
Yeah, and I guarantee a lot of people at that party probably knew what
of course.
Again, we're going to bring it up briefly, the Bryn theory. The Bryn backdoor theory. Are we calling it that for short? The BBT theory.
Okay.
No, the BBT.
Oh mate, I can't think right now. It's been a long day.
the Heineken's gone straight to his head.
Oh god.
The BB theory, we'll call it. The Bryn backdoor theory, where I think that he is potentially gay.
BB
because
DT.
Although it's not confirmed, he comes through the back door constantly. And in this episode, you get a bit more of his campness because he's just obsessed with Brokeback Mountain. He's watched it 3 times.
In 24 hours. Obviously, we'll get on to him a bit later on as he's our character analysis today.
Is the character analysis.
We've got a lovely picture of him. Actually, it does look a bit like he's died, doesn't it? With the candle in front of him.
Let me have a quick look. No, it really does. It's like we're holding a funeral for Dave Coaches.
Anyway,
sorry, Dave.
That's not
Coaches.
the intention. Dave, we're sorry. But yeah, Dave, we meet him for the first time, and we've got this scene between him, Nessa, and Bryn.
And there is constant reference throughout the programme about him being riddled and have strong connotations.
Went around like wildfire.
Yeah, strong connotations that he's got an STD. And we think it's herpes because... in this episode, just before Nessa's going down to Essex, she says about him wishing she had her lips sealed.
Yeah, my lips are sealed.
I wish they were at the time.
Yeah, because they were talking about the Gwen's birthday, weren't they?
I don't want to dwell on STDs too much, but it sounds like herpes because of mouth and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cheers, Chuck.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the spectacle.
But what I like about this scene is, I was thinking about this. I don't think I've ever mentioned it. Obviously, Bryn, he's such a nice guy, but there are a few moments in the show where he gets really angry, and you can tell he hates someone. And Dave is one of those. Dave's one of those people he hates.
It's because Dave knows about the fishing trip.
Exactly. Yeah.
He knows what happened on the fishing trip. Funny enough, as I was doing a bit of research on Dave earlier, apparently, I don't know when this is referenced. Apparently the reason why he knows what happened on the fishing trip was Bryn let it out when they were playing golf. Can you imagine Bryn and Dave coaches playing golf together?
I can't imagine Bryn doing any sport, to be honest, mate.
Golf-wise, I've lived quite a sheltered life. Anyway, again, another cracker, and my favourite scene in the whole episode, and I think I'm going to go out there on a whim and say this is probably top 3 favourite scenes in the whole programme. I'm saying it's that good. Is when they accidentally bump into Smithy, and then we meet Dino as well for the first time. Who we need to analyse at some point. But that, you know, when you spontaneously bump into like a really good mate when you're out and about, and it's, for some reason, it was always quite exciting. You know, like it doesn't usually happen very often because you just arrange to meet, because you like. Gavin and Smithy are best mates, like he's around their house the whole time. So it's great as well because he's working, you know, they're both doing their own lives, and they just have that amazing exchange from the balcony, and just the amount of hilarious lines in there, like Dino being scared of bowling shoes.
Can we just quickly discuss that? One of the weirdest lines in sitcom history.
Scared of the shoes.
Scared of bowling shoes.
But again, it just makes sense for Dino.
What do you reckon he's actually scared of with the bowling shoes?
He's just the wrong one.
Do you think he's scared of athlete's foot? He's scared of just the way they slide around, because bowling shoes I always find are really slippery.
You've got a point. A slight tangent, a bit of an anecdote. I actually once, I remember I went bowling with my cousins once, and we went back to my auntie and uncle's house after, and I went to take my shoes off in the house, and I still had the bowling shoes on. We all just burst out laughing because the bowling alley was like an hour away. No! So I wasn't.
It must
scared
be easily
of the shoes.
done.
No, perhaps, I guess. But everyone else had changed their shoes. It was bizarre. Anyway.
But so you must have left your shoes back at the bowling place. Yeah, you had to give your shoes in.
Yeah. So I faced the option of potentially just keeping bowling shoes.
Keeping a pair of bowling shoes.
Done. Yeah. Or going to get my trainers. I clearly liked my trainers at the time. That's what I did. But hilarious, and also the cash in the attic comment, and satisfaction with every erection. Not that he's been satisfied.
And also it's the Dino bit where he goes, she's getting her 5 a day.
Yeah, fancy her getting her 5 a day. That's the Welsh for you. Filth, the lot of them.
Brilliant.
And also another underrated little comment that Dino makes in that scene is about, I think I've seen you before though, outside a church. You wearing a white dress. I think it might have been someone's wedding.
No, he is just such a thick prick, isn't he? He's brilliant. I love him. I
love Dino, and he's gone on to quite big things.
He only gets better in the show as well from that moment.
The actor, there's a test. I think it's Steve Mio. He's called. No, that's. This is Hasada, and that's actually the actor of Owen.
A friend of mine actually met him at Spurs.
He's gone on to. He's quite a successful actor now. But yeah, amazing. And then we move on quickly to the scene where Gavin and Stacey are looking at the flat.
He's a twat, that guy. Isn't he?
The actor, what's his name again? Duncan.
That's his character name. His name's Mark Wootton.
Yeah, the actor, but I'm talking about the.
Duncan.
Gavin. You must be Gavin, and you must be Stacey. It just cracks like
the thing is, he's in Nativity as well, and his character in Nativity is exactly like that.
Yeah, he nails it.
He plays the same character in most of his stuff, but he's brilliant at it.
Oh yeah, he's really good. No, I really enjoyed that scene. They've got these in Sweden. They call them Das Wetterse.
That's quite a good impression, to be fair.
Drainage.
And here's your bathroom.
So, for this week's email segment, inspired by Nessa's impressive CV.
She's got amazing CV.
Yeah, just very good variety of skills. We did read her skills in...
Can I just say, why are we calling it an email segment when everyone just tweets us?
Yeah,
we don't actually ever use the email.
And segment is, far as I'm concerned, should only be used when considering a tangerine or a chocolate orange.
Yeah.
So
shout out Terry.
Yeah. And what's the current pod? Maybe we need to come up with a different name for that.
Anyway, tweets of the week
for this email segment. Inspired by her CV, we're asking you what sort of jobs do you think would be on her resume.
Absolutely.
So Big Man Rich, he's got in touch. He says forklift driver.
No, I can see that. I can see that. Her getting involved with that.
Driving ability from her days at Stobart. Chaz, thanks mate. He's also got in touch on the Twitter sphere. He says her being an All Saints, of course, a classic.
But yeah, again, that's been mentioned, and I think there was probably other bands that she was called for, but she didn't end up taking part in.
There we go. I've actually got her CD right
Go
here.
on. Read us the introduction, Chuck, because I found it quite funny.
Okay, I'll read it. The problem is I can't do the voice justice.
Don't do the voice, just do it in Chuck's voice.
Alright.
That's not Chuck's voice.
Alright, I'm Nessa. I'm dead easy to get on with. I don't take crap from nobody. I gets the job done. And that's about all you need to know about me personally. God, my impression's awful, isn't it?
Wait, so then does it go into...
I've done far too many jobs to note down, so what follows is just a brief overview. If you like the full list, then send a very large, stamped, addressed jiffy bag to me and I'll sort you out with one, okay?
Fair play.
So then, it starts off... It's quite organised. It starts off with her most recent job, the Slots Amusement Administrator. The Dolphin Publican, Jail Inmate, undisclosed time period.
Why should she put that on her CV?
Eddie Stoberts, the Street Performer, the Who World Tour Driver, All Saints Singer Manager, BBC News Producer, Navy Officer in 1982, Referees Eddie Stobart Towers, Cumbria UK, and Dave's coaches. We've all done that before, let's be honest. We've all put a family member.
Oh, yeah.
Cal, what do you think?
So I thought about this one long and hard, and excuse the pun with what I'm about to say. I think she'd be a porn director. Not gonna lie, I think she would have dabbled in the adult industry, and not only I think she may have done her day as an actress, but I do think she would have set up a vast porn empire and been a director. Also as well,
I don't even know what to respond to that.
You don't have to respond.
She's been in Fake Taxi. Dave's cut aside.
Right, this is getting niche now.
This is getting awful.
Right, okay. Also,
I
think she might have been the social media for either a porn company, or she might have been the social media for like a football team. You know how sometimes these football teams are getting quite funny on Twitter.
Probably got in there Coventry City, didn't she?
Sunderland's one's popping off a bit. Could have been.
No, fair play. I think Uber driver. That's what I've written down.
Deliveroo,
just because
maybe?
she likes driving for starters, and also it's flexible. She can do it in her meantime while she's not operating the slots. But thanks for those suggestions, guys. And quite the impressive CV.
Actually, you know what? Talking along the lines of this, I think Nessa would have her own podcast.
Mate, you're right.
She definitely would. As we know, 2019, everyone loves a podcast.
Well, it's like the naughties version of starting a band, isn't it?
Yeah, it literally is.
And here you are speaking on a podcast. Anyway, we have had some action on Twitter this week. So as we're verging towards this becoming the Twitter segment, thank you, Tim. He says, thanks for the shout out at What's Occurring Pug. Keep up the good work. There
Cheers,
we go,
Tim.
2 and 2 there, Tim. Calm down. At Xmas Time blog, interesting. This one of the one of the curious bits about Gavin and Stacey is that while Smithy is portrayed as an immature, irresponsible child oaf, he actually owns his own business. Interesting. Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But
get some Smithies here.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, it's a good point.
What an Xmas Time blog. And he's also sent us a photo in of it's Pete and Smithy. We'll retweet this onto our page. What's going on? And he says it's a photo of them at the Mars protest, and they're both eating burgers, and he just said terrible meat to bun ratio.
Yeah,
guys.
You can't have a bad meat to bun ratio, can you?
I couldn't agree with you more. And lots of you have also been tagging. It's funny, we now just get tagged in various Gavin and Stacey related content as we seem to like that. Keep them coming. If you see anything on the Twitter sphere, then let us know.
God, look at you, sound all millennial. Twitter sphere.
I've used that twice. Lots of you have been tagging us in various Halloween costume photos and videos. Great to see this week. Lots of people out in Nessa fancy dress. And so on.
I've seen a few ropey ones. Yeah.
Some ropey
Some shouldn't have got the traction they got.
Some pound stretcher.
Yeah.
Botch jobs. But thank you very much. Keep them coming. Keep getting in touch with us. We love the interaction. Before we move on to analysing Mr. Dave Coaches here, I've got a little challenge for our listeners.
Come on.
I've got a little challenge. So, we've often debated about our dream guest on this podcast.
Yeah.
And a little bit...
I know where this is going.
a little bit of background information. We've been in contact various occasions with cast members, management, and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, we'll be honest, it's been really difficult getting them on because they're essentially, none of them are allowed to do any media about the Christmas special.
And we found it harder this series as well.
Yeah. So they're pretty much all keeping stum. So I put it to our listeners, if you are on Twitter, we want to get the one and only John Prescott on the podcast, former Deputy Prime Minister to this great nation.
And Strictly Come Dancing extraordinaire.
And we also plays one of the best cameos in the whole series. Oh. We want to get him on the podcast. So, stop what you're doing right now. Put the podcast on pause.
Yeah.
Get your Twitter out. And we want you to @John Prescott and just say something about asking him to come on the podcast.
Say @John Prescott, please go on the What's Occurring podcast. Simple as that.
And we're thinking, if he keeps on seeing these messages coming through, we could genuinely get him on.
Please, genuinely, if you have a Twitter account and you're listening to the episode, do it, because then it will be a wave.
And if that's not peak 2019, the Deputy Prime Minister appearing on a podcast about Gavin and Stacey, then I don't know what is, but please do that. Get on it. @John Prescott is literally @John Prescott. Just ask him, come on the pod, tag us in it. He's gonna see it eventually.
Yeah, of course.
Or his press, whoever. Please
do this, guys. Make it happen.
Please do. We want to get John Prescott on the podcast. He's got 271,000 followers. There we go.
He's a G.
And in a time where everyone's gonna be talking about an election, maybe he'll want to come on and talk about Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, because he might want to talk a bit about politics, a bit about Gavin and Stacey.
I'm interested though, like how much he was approached. In fact, in general, just like the characters, the famous people who are mentioned in the series. Like, how much notice do they know? Like, do they know that?
So I spoke to Kate Agey's agent yesterday to try and get her on the episode. And I said, we run a Gavin and Stacey podcast. And she laughed. She's like, yeah, we know about the involvement with that show. So they were aware of the gag being made. And Kate Agey's what? 70s, I want to say. So, I mean, when this show came out, she wouldn't have
I guess maybe it's just kind of like a courtesy thing.
Yeah. So they were aware when the gag was made.
Stobart,
he's
90 now. Anyway, I'm interested. Regardless, @John Prescott, please. Anyway, shall we move on to this wonderful man here in front of us?
Yes,
Mr.
Dave Coaches.
Are you a fan?
Okay, so I'm going to say no. But at this moment in time, if I was watching this for the first time, having seen Dave, I thought, he's quite a funny guy. Kind of, really likes Nessa, but he doesn't quite know how to go about it. But I think he's just a bit of a dick, isn't he?
On our tiering system of characters, God tier being the best, bad tier being the worst, 2 in between, put him at average, so he's kind of like third to last tier. And in fact, some people are actually tweeting back saying they'd actually even put him in bad tier. He's a minor character, but he does pay his cause, and he creates that friction between Smithy and Nessa quite well, and I think it's clever writing again as well, bringing him in, because I think, what can we do to sort of mix up that relationship?
Well, he's kind of the antagonist, isn't he? Is an antagonist like a villain, or is that protagonist?
Don't.
And I don't know. The people, our friend Harrison, the scriptwriter, will be going nuts right now. But I'm pretty sure the antagonist is the one who causes the.
No, you're right.
The problems, and he's that.
He's also the only person who knows what happens in the fishing trip, other than Bryn and Jason. Which is interesting. As I previously mentioned, he blurted it out on the golf course, Bryn, which is very strange. But despite Bryn's fears, he's very discreet about it. He hasn't told anyone. But Bryn always gets very nervous around him. There's not that much that can be said.
Are you a bit sort of mixed emotions about him?
I've got no negative emotions towards him. Nothing strongly positive either. I do like the moment where he gets punched in the face.
Oh, I was literally about to say that. It's one of my favourite moments when Pete punches him.
And then Ness goes, "You're right there, Dave."
Yeah, it doesn't even go. So Ness.
Shall we go through his top moments?
Yeah, let's do it.
So in number 3 of Dave Coach's top moments, Nessa is a fox remark, which I think is great. He turns up with a TENS machine, it's called. So Nessa's going through labour, and
yeah.
It's very bizarre. I don't really understand it. And he turns up with a TENS machine that he's got off a vet. That is at number 3. There we go.
It's quite niche. That I don't think a lot of people.
It is quite niche. You didn't really remember.
I couldn't quite remember it. No.
At number 2, Cal.
Number 2 is, as we just said, punched by Pete. Although he was the victim in this situation, it was a great Dave moment. It was fantastic because that was the first time where you properly saw the two countries go to war.
That was great.
Brilliant.
But at number 1, an incredible line. It is my motto: fags and weed. Fags and weed, glue and speed, but I draws the line at crack.
Fantastic. Tidy.
That is a great Dave moment, and it's iconic. Him outside Barry Island Pleasurement Park, and he's having a cigarette. He's about to take a truckload to Two Swords, and he makes just the odd remark like that around the coach. He's hilarious.
Brilliant.
But yeah, there we go. Mr. Dave Coaches.
So for this week's Superfan segment, we have got a guest on that Chuck has absolutely no idea about.
Honestly, no clue.
I didn't tell him.
Pissing me off the whole day.
Yeah. So Chuck, firstly just say, Chuck thought that it was his best mate. I can now categorically tell you it is not your best mate. So I have not got your best friend Callum on the phone. But yeah, we've got a great guest. Oh, hello there, Cameron.
Hello, boys.
Hi there. So you are today's mystery guest. So just for the listeners, Chuck had no idea who we're calling.
And I still don't know who Cameron is.
Okay, so Cameron is a listener of the podcast.
Okay.
And he reached out on Twitter and he said, guys, I'd love to be on this week's Superfan segment. And so I thought he was quite a big fan. So I'm wanting to kind of get to know from you, Cam, what you love about the show. And as we do every week, we have a section where you have to do a 30-second pitch as to why you're the...
Before we go into this, who is Cameron? What do you do with your life?
Mainly listen to the podcast and just continue being one of life's winners.
Oh, nice.
As you know, we have the 30-second pitch. You need to pitch to us as to why you are the biggest Gavin and Stacey fan. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, I've never actually seen the show. I have obviously seen, James Corden in League of Their Own, carpool karaoke, that sort of thing. Really dig that. I'm more of like a Stranger Things fan. But no, I've never really got around to seeing the show. I mean, I've seen all Madagascar films on repeat for 24 hours before. That was pretty impressive. But no, never Gavin and Stacey. Something I need to sort of maybe dabble in. I mean, I love the podcast at least.
Wow. Wait, hang on.
So wait, Cam, you've never seen Gavin and Stacey?
At this point, we usually rate you out of 5, but I think we need to debrief from that. So you've never seen the show, but you listen to the podcast.
Indeed, correct. Yes.
Right.
I'm baffled. I don't know what to say.
Okay, you do realise what is about to happen. You're going to have to answer questions about the episode. And you've never seen the show.
I was born a lucky man, and I backed myself to bring the W home.
So you came to us about appearing on the Superfan segment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was just to plug the rum off, or I don't know.
Should we hang up off this place? He's just coming here to have a bloody freebie.
Right, so Chuck, I mean, you must be feeling very confident.
I'll tell you what.
Having 3 in a row already.
I am 3 in a row. So we need to rate Cameron out of 5. I nearly forgot your name there, Cameron, but frankly, at this point, I don't really give a shit.
Right, before Chuck gets any ruder. Yeah. I think
we rank out of 5. I think that's got to be like 2 out of 5.
2? I'm giving it a 5 out of pure audacity of coming on the show.
Right. You're giving 5. I'm giving 2. So the average is 3.5. We'll give you 4 out of 5. There we go.
I'll take that.
So you currently leading is 9 out of 10.
Oh wow!
In the Superfan segment. So they got 5 out of 5 in the 30-second pitch, and then 4 out of 5 in the quiz. But there's a little twist. If you miraculously beat me, we double your whole score. So
Okay.
You've already got 4, so I'm thinking get a couple of questions. I have a stinker. You could sneak in.
So Cam, can you talk me through your tactic with the quiz? Have you thought about what you're going to do? Have you got a list of characters in front of you, or what? What are you doing?
Well, I've got James Corden's Wikipedia in front of me, and I feel as if that's. I've never seen anyone be so
I'm not sure that's by
well-equipped
the
to
book,
win.
but I don't even feel threatened anyway. Cheat all
Never
you want.
seen anyone so well equipped to win. He's just said that. Oh.
Right, should we get on with
Right,
it?
yeah, okay. So, Cam, honestly, as you've just come on and done this, you're going to be going first with the questions. So,
Yeah.
your first question comes from season 2, episode 4 of Gavin Stacey, which you've never seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, his favourite.
Okay,
Yeah,
at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
Right, your question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
What programme was Stacey watching when she bashed one out, in her words?
When she bashed one out.
Now think daytime TV.
Daytime TV. Okay, I'm thinking of almost like a Storage Hunters vibe. I think final answer is. What my mum was watching the other day. Cash in the Attic.
Oh mate, this bloke.
Cash in the Attic.
This bloke's a hustler.
Cash in the Attic. Is that
Right,
your?
there's something.
Yeah,
there's
I'm only
something
saying that
not
because
going
my
on
mum's watched that before.
Sit back down, Chuck. Sit back down.
no,
sit
I'm
back,
not
sit back
happy.
down.
What's
Sit
going
back
on?
down. Sit back down. We need to take this very seriously, Chuck. Your final answer is Cash in the Attic. Is that correct?
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Why not?
That is correct, Cam. You've got 1 out of 1.
Okay.
Chuck, your first question.
I'm on my phone. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
anymore.
he's.
I've been hustled.
No, you've not been hustled. That's a lucky guess.
I've been hustled.
That's a lucky guess.
Oh, this is a fucking
Daytime
joke.
TV
Right.
is okay.
Anyway, I'm still gonna get.
It's not my
5 out of
forte,
5,
but I
I'll
mean,
do
you
the
know.
tiebreaker, but
Chuck, your first question. Similar vibe. What exercise video was Stacey watching at the start of the episode?
I've got a name.
Go on, just say it.
I don't think it's right because the name I've got is like a travel expert. Definitely not like a. Is it? It's something Chalmers. Is it Judith Chalmers? No, it's not.
I'll accept that.
What?
I'll accept that. It's Judy Chalmers.
Judy Chalmers.
So I'll accept
yeah,
Judith because
come
that's
on,
clearly her
yes.
birth name.
Have
Okay.
some of that.
She a travel agent. She travelled to.
Judith Chalmers is like a. If you. It's like a middle-aged joke now. You go, oh, he goes on more holidays than Judith Chalmers.
Ah, got you.
Judith Chalmers used to be the travel.
So she'd put on a lot of weight from all the all-inclusives.
Like, it's our Bear Grylls.
Okay.
No, not either. Who
You're chatting shit.
Anyway,
Right,
move on.
Cam, your second question.
One of
Yeah, I'm ready.
What age did Mick say he was on the telly?
What age did Mick say he was on the telly?
So, a bit of context. Obviously, you haven't seen this fucking episode.
No.
Mick
I haven't seen a
appeared.
single one. All I've seen is the curry gag. Okay, so I'm gonna
Chuck
go
is fuming.
The only thing I'm gonna go with, because I know they're not a young cast, because again I'm a fan of Stranger Things, so I'm gonna go with the fact. I tell you what,
What's you
mum
got
is
to be a
50,
fan of Stranger Things got to do with it?
because they're all young. So I'm gonna say that it's. I've just got a weird way of working this out. My mum is 50 and my dad is 55.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet them halfway, and I'm just gonna say 53.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, 53 is correct. And I can tell you, Chuck has just walked out the room.
Oh my god! Wait, does that
No,
mean I've
Chuck.
won?
No, not yet. No, you've not. Get back in here. Sit down. You've got to finish the quiz. Okay. Congratulations, Cam. You're 2 and 2. You're doing really well.
As into who Cam is.
I think this is just dumb luck at this point.
This is clearly someone of some sort of relevance because he's clearly a big fan of the programme.
It's James Corden.
Claiming.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Question number 2 for you, Chuck. What was Nessa's omelette order at the start of the episode?
Cheese and ham. No. Does she order 2 different times in this episode? No, I just...
No, only one omelette.
There's a
Cheese and ham,
whole
then.
episode of omelette eating.
No, I genuinely... No, but I think she might ask Gwen for an omelette twice in this episode. Because there's definitely one where it says only cheese.
Yeah, I think you're right, because when she's doing that with her arm...
Okay, cheese
this
and
is
ham.
the first one,
Cheese and ham.
Cheese and ham?
Yeah.
It's just cheese.
Oh,
That's what I meant. You just read me down the wrong path. That's exactly what I was asking.
Right, okay, what do you mean?
I was going to say just cheese, and then you just led me down the bloody garden path.
Chuck, I'll give you that. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here.
I was going to say just cheese, and then I asked you, and you're like, oh, maybe there is actually. This is controversy.
He's not happy. Okay. Right, so Chuck, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt there. Could you tell me the other omelette flavour?
Cheese and ham.
So the other one's cheese and ham.
And just cheese.
And just cheese.
And then there's a just cheese one.
Yeah. But
I was going to say that until you just wrongly led me down the garden path.
Okay, right, that's fine.
Outrageous.
To get the point, what was
the...
the scene when she ordered just cheese then? Go on, tell me the scene and then you'll get the point.
Yeah, you're right. When she's doing her arm at the start.
No, that's not at the start.
No, I really don't
Think
know.
Mick is on the telly.
I really don't. Oh, yeah, she has it on her lap watching the TV.
I'll give you the point.
Yeah.
I'll give you the point. So that is 2 and 2. Yeah. So she was actually sat on the sofa, the settee, the chair, whatever it is, and Bryn comes running in, and Gwen's then asking her, "What would you like in your omelette, love?" She says, "Just cheese." Cam, your third question.
Yeah.
Who is presenting the BBC 6 o'clock news when Mick is on the telly?
Who is presenting the news?
Yeah. So think BBC news readers. You can have a stab in the dark here.
I only really know 2. I know
here we go.
Jon Snow.
He's Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Oh, is he Channel 4? I thought, okay.
Yeah. He may have been BBC back in the day, I'm not too sure.
The only person other than that I know is George Alagaya.
Is that your final answer, George Alagaya?
Well, they're the only 2 people I've seen on the news recently. I don't really watch the news. But I know that he's done some interesting pieces.
That is correct. It's George Alagaya.
It's actually George Alagaya. Oh, that's amazing.
I tell you what, you're buying me the lottery numbers tonight.
He's a fantastic dude, actually.
Yeah, he's a great journalist. He is not happy. Right, Chuck, your third question. Oh, that's disgusting.
So what's the score? Is it 3-2?
I passed wind in absolute disgust. I'm sorry.
I've just passed wind in excitement. It's fine.
It is 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 to you. Chuck, your third question. What colour were Pete's oven gloves that he was describing to Mick?
Oh, that's easy. Oh no! Wait, pizza. Yeah. Charcoal grey.
Correct. 3 and 3 for both of you. Cam, your fourth question. How many doors does Gavin's car have?
Okay. Oh. Well, it's got to be.
There's only really 2 options.
It's got to be a 3 or a 5. I'm just going to go 3.
Yeah, 3. Final answer.
Yeah, 3. I've got 3.
Correct. It's a 50-50 chance there, Chuck. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I just want to get this over and done with. And
have I got any of them wrong?
No, you're 100% at the moment, Cam.
I'm just trying to apply these answers to my life, and I'm trying to sort of filter or funnel my inner cordon and win this quiz.
Can I just tell you what I've been doing throughout this whole quiz? I'm trying to work out who... I don't even believe your name is Cameron at this point. I don't know who this person is. I've been literally going through our Twitter. I've gone through, minor cast members. I don't know who... just next fucking question, sorry.
It's a mystery caller. And I've just farted again. It's Flatulent Friday around here.
Okay, Chuck, your fourth question.
Yeah.
What additional bathroom accessory does Pam want to add to her bathroom?
Oh, shit.
He's in distress.
These are niche. I think... I've got a good hunch. I think it's a towel rack.
A towel rack? I would need something a bit more specific.
Like a drying, like a towel, like a drop, like a hot one where you put your towels in and they dry.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to accept that as an answer. It's a heated towel rail.
Yeah, that's exactly. I genuinely was picturing the towel rail that's in my bathroom at home. I was just trying to explain what it was. I explained that pretty well. A towel rack, you put your towels on and it dries.
You're fine. You've got the point. No need
Jesus
to cry.
Christ! Right. I need to calm down.
Yeah. Okay, Cam, your fifth and final question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we're all a bit nervous here, especially you, Chuck. You look sweating buckets.
This is just ridiculous, to be honest.
Your fifth question, Cam.
Past the point of giving a shit.
I'm prepared for this.
What side order did Nessa tell Pam that they'd got from KFC?
Oh my god.
Think of KFC sides, Cam.
Actually, okay. Again, the way I'm going to approach this is what would I get from KFC?
All right. Okay. All right.
I think the gravy's overrated.
Is it? No, not sure about that.
The beans are lacking flavour, so that only leaves the coleslaw.
Is that your final answer?
I think so. I'm going coleslaw.
Cam, for a clean sweep.
Oh, is this 5 out of 5?
This is 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
For someone who's never seen Gavin and Stacey before in his life.
Not a single episode.
You've got 5 out of 5. That's correct. I wish you could see Chuck's face right now, Cam. Right, Cam, that means you're 5 out of 5. That's incredible stuff. Chuck, are you nervous? Are you? You nervous, Chuck?
Oh, just get on with it.
Annoyed.
Just get on with it.
Okay, Chuck, your 5th and final question. What colour is Nessa's bowling ball?
It's black with a red dragon on it.
That's correct. It's going to the tiebreak.
He's good. Okay.
If he gets this right, then he goes to the top of the leaderboard. But at this point, frankly, I can't be arsed.
So, if Cam gets this right and Chuck gets this wrong, then Cam, you do go to the top of the Superfan leaderboard, which must be very exciting for you.
I mean, yeah, I feel like my parents will no longer disown me. I feel like I'm back in now.
Back in the game.
Yeah, back in life.
Back in the game, back in the house.
I think life's really peaked after this.
Let's just toss a coin.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, I've got a coin right here.
Chuck, you got the coin. Heads or tails? Cool, Cam.
I'll go tails, never fails.
It's whatever he says, it's not.
Tails.
Oh, it's heads, I'm afraid.
Oh.
No.
So is that you going first?
Oh, but even the coin's fixed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. See? It's just luck.
He's even planted a fixed coin.
I'm a
in
lucky
my
man,
pocket.
mate.
Yeah. Right, so
I'm a lucky man.
Chuck and Cam, I'll take your answer first, Chuck. How much is a 14-piece KFC bargain bucket? To the nearest... And hey, off your laptop.
Oh, you can't have Googling, can we?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah, funny that. 14.
Stop farting, right. I was start. Right. Chuck, can I take your answer without flatulence?
Alright, I'm going to have to fucking guess, aren't I? 14-piece bargain bucket. The KFC original recipe always surprised me how expensive it is. What is that secret blend of herbs and spices?
This is ludicrous.
I'm going to go $15.99.
$15.99?
Yeah.
Okay, Cam, can I get your guess?
See, that's what I originally was going to go for, but I feel like I need to change it so it's either I win or he wins. Oh, this is actually... I'm actually quite nervous. I'm going to go with $16.99.
Sorry, may you say that again?
Well, I want to be number one. I'm going to add £1 more to his answer. I'm just going to go $16.99 and hope for the best.
That is correct!
Oh!
You win
Boom.
this week's Superfan.
Boom!
Brilliant stuff, Cam.
Fuming.
Fantastic. As a man who's never watched the show, you've just been defeated by
I'm
someone
not
who's
even
never
counting
seen
that as a loss.
He's
not even counting it as a loss.
He's not happy. He is not happy.
What happens now?
That's
Do I get to
bollocks.
meet Corden?
It is turmoil
Nonsense.
here at What's Occurring
Pretty
Podcast
good guess though,
Studios.
$15.99. Bearing in mind,
Yeah,
I
very
didn't
good.
actually know
Very
the
good, but
answer,
neither did
whereas
Cam,
Cam
who got it
clearly
correct,
had it in front of him.
So Cam, what do you think of all this?
Honestly, I feel as if... I've never been prouder, to be fair. I mean, getting my degree, graduating uni...
fuck off, Cam.
learning how to drive. I feel as if being a podcast genius at his own game, through
It's
sheer
right,
audacity and luck...
I'm turning my audio off.
Thank you very much for coming on the podcast, Cam.
No
well
worries.
done.
Hopefully,
I can't quite believe you did that well.
I honestly, hopefully see you guys in the future just to take you down again. Oh, it's a good day.
Fantastic.
No, you're not welcome, I'm afraid. See you later, Cam.
Cheers, Cam.
Flatulent Fridays, baby.
And there we go. That wraps up Series 2, Episode 4.
Another
of the
brilliant
What's Occurring
episode.
Podcast, another cracker. And please do subscribe if you like this video. Drop us a little subscribe down there. Give us a little thumbs up if you love the podcast. Again, subscribe, review, do all that shebang.
Shebang, yeah. And also, please go and tweet John Prescott.
Yeah, tweet at John Prescott. We're not letting that down now.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on the notes for each episode. At John Prescott. At John Prescott. Let's do it. Anyway, Auf Wiedersehen. See you until next time, eh?
Calimera.
Oh, the episode's over, so sling your hook or I'll break your face.